Howling winds gusting throughout the state. This was the scene in South Windsor. A Fox 61 viewer sending us this picture. A tree came down at the entrance of the Strawbridge condos.
About 7 o'clock this morning, we received a phone call of a tree down blocking the entrance to Strawbridge complex. We call in our landscaping team to actually come and take the tree down, assess any damage, and clean up the mess.
A similar scene in Manchester along School Street. The wind knocking down a tree, bringing down several power lines with it, and sending trash cans flying. We're talking about garbage cans being knocked over by the wind. This one, not too much of an issue. It is just here in the neighbor's driveway. But some of these wind has been knocking them down across the road. So some of the cars have been driving around trying to get away from this. And over in Simsbury, down trees and power lines closing part of Corn Hunt Road this morning. Eversource reminding people to stay away from wires as crews work to make repairs. In Simsbury, Lisette Nunez, Fox 61 News.